Hello, sexy souls. Happy New Year. I know it's been a while since I've posted an episode for this Move with Love podcast. I have been navigating my own life here with this crazy world as we are living together through this pandemic. I'm sure we all have our stories, and I know I feel as though everyone's in their own feature film. Everyone has their plot twists and ups and downs, and new characters come and go. And so I am back and I'm recording a video while I record the podcast. So let's see how this lands. I'm seeing if I could post this on YouTube or Instagram while I get to record a podcast. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. So, a little update with me. I am revisiting my love for yoga, and it has kept me sane during this pandemic. It is my go-to when I feel my mental health needs a tune-up. I show up to my yoga mat. So something I want to invite my audience, whether it's through YouTube, Instagram, or this podcast, I invite you to move with me. I'm passionate about moving with love, so yoga is a way that I move the energy through me. So I created this schedule where I show up for myself, and I have this virtual platform of Zoom where I will invite you to join me and move with me, and then you'll also have access to the recording. So I have a Monday morning class at 8 Eastern Standard Time. And then Thursday, I have a restorative yoga class. And then Saturday, I have a full yoga flow class. That's an hour long. Sorry, my mind is all over the place. But so I will be showing up to practice and guide whoever feels the call to join me. That's just my little plug. I'll put the link in the show notes with wherever I post this podcast, but also you can go to movewithlove.ca or aprilmiranda.com with the info, or just message me. I'm pretty accessible. However, I wanted to share with you my two biggest learnings of 2021. Okay, so that is what this episode is mostly about, and it was understanding my masculine energy and my feminine energy. Okay, I understand that we all have masculine energy, which is like the go energy, and the feminine energy is like the rest and the nurturing energy. But there are also toxic or shadow sides of this energy. Okay, so what I learned about me is that I have this toxic masculine side in me. And so that toxic masculine energy is trying to control everything. It's taking away power. And so what I mean by that, it's like that aggressive, that heavy energy that's just in this hustle and bustle of downtown Toronto. It was wanting to control everything. And I would get frustrated when it didn't go my way. So that anger, that frustration, that heaviness, that I could just feel it in my body when I talk about it. This heavy energy of trying to control. Okay, so that's the toxic masculine energy, is taking away power. Okay, it's just trying to take away or use all the power. And then the toxic feminine energy is when you just give all the energy away. You just kind of like release all control. So you just don't even take any ownership. You just release it to whoever you give your power to, whether it's the government, whether it's your partner, whether it's your children, whether it's like you just release your power. So that's toxic feminine energy. Does that make sense? Okay. Toxic masculine energy is just taking away power. And then toxic feminine is releasing all the power. Okay, so in order to take your power back, okay, so this is my lesson that I have learned and I would want to share with you. So switching to divine masculine energy within ourselves and divine feminine energy within ourselves. Okay, so there are great qualities of the masculine energy, and it is the structure. It is having systems. It is having organized categories or plans. Okay, so see all of that stuff as divine masculine. It is good to have routine and systems and organized energy or structure. Okay, fixed structure, whether it's the foundation for your physical health, whether it's the foundation for your relationship or your home or your business, it is having this structure, this space, this safe space to create, which will be the divine feminine, okay? So my biggest learning with that was to have structure in my mind, in myself, with my morning ritual and evening ritual, with having set ideas or plans or goals for the business. Okay, because I was I was all over the place last year. Let's just be honest. I was wanting to control everything, but I was frustrated when I couldn't because I'd be with Bella. For those who don't know that, yeah, she's my 19-month-old toddler. and then when I would have time and space to work on me, work on the business, I would wing it. So, do you see that there was the toxic feminine just giving the energy away, but then there's the toxic masculine, which is trying to control everything when I did have that window of time. So now I'm understanding how to manage my energy, or even compartmentalize my energy, whether it's in my personal life, my relationship, my professional life. Okay, so there's a little description or the benefits of the divine masculine energy. Okay, then we shift over to the divine feminine. So that's that nurturing, that safe haven to create. And I take this exhale because that's where you experience the flow. The flow. The spontaneity, the nurturing, the expansive energy. I don't want to say crazy and chaotic because that's still feminine energy. But in terms of that is honing in on the divine feminine energy that we all have. Okay, so with this awareness to balance the masculine, the feminine, the yang, the yin, the hustle, the flow, it's the same, just a different conversation. Okay, it was my husband, Chris Dellis Reyes, who said to be the squiggly line. You know that yang and yin sign? Not to just be the black, not to just be the white, but to be that squiggly line. To be in that consistent dance of that divine masculine, that divine feminine, the yang, the yin, the hustle, and the flow. You feel me? And so, That was like my biggest lesson of 2021. And so, on that note, I wanted to share that with you, but with where we are and the astrological calendar of the season of Capricorn. It is all about structure. And with the new moon that just passed, January 2nd, it was a new moon in Capricorn, and in the area of structure, of systems. But I want you to find a structure and system that supports you to elevate a new version of you. Create a structure, a system, routines that your future self would do, that your higher self knows that are good for you. For example, revisiting your sleep hygiene. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you sleeping at the same amount of time? Are you sleeping at the same time, waking up at the same time? However, like having these moments of self-care in the morning and at night. Having this morning magical routine, whether it's a meditation or movement practice, maybe a warm beverage like a cup of coffee, or a walk outside, a window of time that's just for you before you enter your hustle and bustle, before you even open up any apps on your phone. Okay, but even bookend the evening with maybe it's a bath or a shower or an indulgent skincare routine to wind down the day. Okay, so I invite you to have this structure of a morning practice and an evening ritual to bookend your sleep. Okay, but also in the structure to create the meal preps, so you are eating nutrient-dense meals and you're not just winging it. You're not just, I'll just order pizza, or I don't know what I'm gonna cook, and then you just freestyle. But there's intentional planning. So it's this divine masculine idea of creating structure, of planning what meals you want to create. Maybe the divine feminine be like, oh, what day of the week do you want to create this dish? Or what breakfast smoothie do you prefer? So still creating that divine feminine space for spontaneity and creative flow, whether it's with your recipes. Okay? And with the movement practice. So with being in the Capricorn season, and we see with what's happening in the world out there and the different themes of structure changing. Okay, 2020, 2021, and now we're in 2022, that these leaders have been changing up structure in our outside world. Okay, so I invite you to create structure in your inner world, in your inner bubble. You feel me? And I'm saying this because it was just yesterday when here in Toronto, our premier was changing restrictions on the gyms and the schools and indoor dining and movie theaters. And I know these are things that bring people joy. And so I do feel the call to invite you into my yoga practice, invite you into my world with understanding or my learning of astrology, and with where we are as a collective in this time of Capricorn to re-navigate structure, routines, schedule. Okay, so despite what is happening out there in the world, out there in the external world, I want you to take your power back. Create this divine masculine structure for your internal world, for your personal life, for your professional life. Okay? And allow the divine feminine to work within those parameters so you still feel nurtured and creative and that flow and that expansive energy that you were born to experience. So yes, we were all born into a story that is a system that already existed, with the politics, with the religion, with the education system, with our parents. We were born into our story. Now I want you to start creating and stepping into the story you were born to experience. I hope that makes sense. Please message me if you have any questions. I invite you to create this divine masculine structure where your divine feminine energy can flow freely and expand. That's all for today. So 60 minutes in, I hope you have learned something about yourself, about someone else, and feel inspired to take action towards your higher self. I'm here to support you every step of the way. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.